Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Return of the Jedi, because they brought back the theaters for the 40th anniversary, and I'm here with Vince Rinola, who's been on our channel quite a few times now.
What's going on?
Hey. So first off, I gotta say, I haven't seen this full movie beginning to end in years. It's been a long time.
Hmm.
How about for you?
I think I watched it like a year ago or so.
Yeah. Um, Also with no commercials, that was kind of new. Because usually I watch whenever it's on cable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Um, But yeah, I think it aged very well. Special effects wise, came out in the '80s and it looks incredible.
yeah. It was. First of all, it was awesome seeing it on the big screen. Like
Hmm.
seeing it as if you're watching a new movie in the theater.
Yeah.
That was really neat.
I love the just all the practical effects they use and stuff. It makes it look timeless in a way, and honestly better than most of the new action movies do because I feel like they're just so over reliant on CGI. It doesn't look real.
hmm I will say, man, the one thing about the sequels is like they did look incredible, in my opinion. They looked really, really good.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
But ILM always does a really good job.
ILM.
That's like they did the effects back in the day. Like George Lucas made Industrial Light and Magic. It's like the VFX company that does all the effects for Star Wars.
Hmm. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of fans either love this movie or hate this movie. It just kind of has in my opinion, I think it's fairly underrated. What are your kind of general thoughts about the movie?
I think it's a really good movie. To me, especially with the whole Jabba thing, um, it stands out to me that they really have like a short story to tell, and they dragged it out over the length of an entire movie because they added in that whole 30-minute thing with Jabba. And I remember, like, I can never watch the intro the same again because it's true. Like, there was no cohesive plan. Like, it was just things happening. But suspension of disbelief. It's super enjoyable. Obviously, it's an original trilogy film, but it feels like Star Wars. It has all the little nuances and that mystique that Star Wars
Yeah,
has.
I'm a huge fan of the first half hour of the movie. I love the Jabba
I love
scenes
it. I
because
love it.
it's so surreal
Oh
and
yeah.
just kind of creepy.
It's just silly, bro. It's like,
Yeah,
you got Jabba, who's a freaking big fat slug,
yeah,
talking in a different language, and it's just silly. Like, but it's a good silly.
yeah.
It's not like it's not it it. I think
It's
it does
not
a
fun bad. It's good silly.
yeah. I don't think it's
It's a
gonna. I
very
don't.
interesting line to cross.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think they cross the line of like, okay, this is like ridiculous. Like it's like they
Yeah,
play it seriously, but it's like you look at the situation from our perspective and you're like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like
yeah,
you got this like crime boss slug and all of his minions, and he's so into himself that he's just gonna like throw him into this pit in the middle of the desert, and then it goes AWOL and they rescue their friend. Like, it's cool.
it's
It's a
it's
good
a
concept.
great action scene. I don't think
Yeah.
it drags as much as I remember dragging because well, first of all, I don't remember the beginning of the movie that much. Like the whole the just a lot of the scenes I just forgot about.
Oh wow, cool. Feels
I
like you
don't
were
know.
watching it for the first time in a way.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Especially the beginning parts. I know basically what happens in the Jabba scenes, but I just forget the whole part where R2D2 serving drinks and like
Yeah.
those this droid who's getting tortured for some reason.
Yeah,
Like
it's
all
just
that stuff
hilarious. Yeah,
completely just went from my memory for some reason. I don't know
that's
why,
funny.
but
I love the introduction though. It's a really good opening. For
the
the especially for the story they were given, which is like there's a new Death Star.
yeah.
I love how it in the intros. The ship comes over the head. Almost rounding
Hmm.
off the trilogy, just like the first film of the trilogy, and you got Vader walking onto the Star Destroyer with just good cinematography, like the angles they get on him. Gives like that imposing feel. And
Yeah.
he's just kind of like, he's like, Lord Vader, we're honored to see you. And he's like, you may dispense with the pleasantries, like right into it. He's like,
Yeah.
shut the hell up. The Emperor wants this thing done soon. Get it done.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love the line. Um, that the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am
I
because it's
love
like,
that
you
line
know,
because it's like,
Vader is
oh
built
well,
up to, yeah,
yeah.
Vader's this
Like, oh, you
bad
think this guy's
MFer.
bad? Yeah.
Yeah, he's this bad MFer, and then who's the Emperor, you know, and what does
Uh-huh.
he do? And I think that especially on the big screen, like the Emperor's presence is really well done, especially considering that Ian was only like 40 something when he did that,
he
you
was
know.
he was 39.
Yeah, that's incredible,
Yeah.
you know.
I love his performance because the character of the Emperor could easily be such a boring villain, you know. Oh,
Exactly.
he's the big guy. But Ian puts this like huge camp factor in it.
Yes,
Like
yes.
and he's almost like euphoric about the fact that he's evil and he's like it's amazing. Like
Well, yeah,
it's
he's like
hilarious.
snotty.
Yeah.
He's
He's
like
like, "Oh, all your friends are going to die."
yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh, I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends are. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's a little shit, and it's
He's
great.
so funny. Like
But again, like it's all grounded within
yeah.
the story, so it's not
The
oh,
stakes
we're
are
trying
big.
to make
Yeah.
you laugh. Like no, like this is a character
Yeah.
that's funny.
Hmm.
It's not like they're trying to make you laugh, and it's great.
Yeah.
The only
Um,
gripe I have, and I know this is like the big debate, is the final battle with and this is more and more an issue. Like the more they do this in Star Wars, it's honestly one of my biggest pet peeves. But like hitting a stormtrooper in the helmet, like punching them and they get knocked down, pisses me off because
yeah.
then why are they wearing a helmet? Like I know it's the aesthetic, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like when rocks hit them and they're okay because it's like, well, you'd think that like that's why you need a blaster to defeat a stormtrooper, not a rock. You know what I mean? So I'd say like
Yeah.
if I were to ever redo or like if there was an updated version of Return
Like
of the
just
Jedi,
edit it. Yeah.
I'd love for them to like add just a little scene of like the Ewoks picking up the blasters of the stormtroopers that they initially knocked out in the first attack, and then using that like with their maybe even boulders, like just something not a pebble that a pebble's not going to do anything. I could wear a cheap construction hat and I'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's the
So
one
I
thing that I
know
watch and I
I
kind of mentally have my little eye roll. But like
I know
it's
a lot of
Star
people
Wars
hate
at the
the
same time.
Ewoks. I know a lot of people hate the Ewoks, but you know, I love them. I don't give a fuck. Like I love the Ewoks.
Oh, I
They're
love them.
cute. They'll like they make funny noises. They remind me of my dog. Like
No,
I know like my dad doesn't like them that much, but I just think they're amazing. And so a
I
lot of
love
people
the Ewoks. I just think
yeah.
that it's mainly like it is specifically like the stormtroopers getting knocked down with rocks that like
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
I know a lot of people knock the special editions. However, the one scene where that lady with the big lips is singing, that song slaps. Like
Dude, it's low key groovy, you know?
I love that song.
Yeah. I also like
It's one of my
the
favorite parts of the movie.
I like the end of the ending song as well because I know they changed it for the special edition. Originally it was called like Yub Nub, and it was more of like a tribal like song. But I like
Yeah,
how they made it a little bit more grand in for the ending of the trilogy because it is a big deal.
yeah.
Like obviously things the canon has shifted since then, and it wasn't the true defeat of the Empire. But at the time, like that was it.
Well, I
It
kind
was
of just
the
pretend
case.
like the other movies didn't happen. So, you know, for me, it is the true defeat of the Empire.
Yeah, sometimes I like to look at it that way because then it is like really
It's like,
you know,
okay, yeah, this actually meant something.
yeah, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
if you look at the next movie, it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
And
they're
they're back.
back, and Palpatine made a clone of himself, so you know, nothing really mattered. Oh
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I like how they added Misa free because I just think that's stupid and funny. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the shot in Naboo.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
like, like he knows people hate him, right? Like, but he added that anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. Dude,
Um,
I in the
I love
theater
this.
when
Sorry.
Hayden appeared as a ghost, because obviously
Yeah,
it's Hayden now and not Sebastian Stan, but when Hayden appeared, the whole theater like erupted. It was awesome.
yeah. Sebastian Stan. Um,
Sebastian Stan's the guy who played Vader, like,
I thought that was
when
the guy who played what's his name from. I thought he
Oh, I'm
played
sorry.
Winter
I'm sorry.
Soldier.
It's
Sebastian something, right?
Sebastian Shaw.
Shaw. Yeah,
My bad.
it's cool. Well, yeah, I actually like the Hayden Christensen thing because like that's how he was in his prime.
Yeah.
You know, still though, like why does Obi-Wan look like Alec Guinness? That's another question. But you know, Alec Guinness wasn't exactly like he was still pretty much in his prime of his life, kind of.
Well, not just that, but it's like it's who they, Vader died seeing himself returning to that version of him, the stoic Jedi Anakin,
Yeah,
whereas Obi-Wan was always a Jedi.
yeah.
So like he died, as himself. Or I don't know. I think
I,
it's
I,
almost as if like I heard somewhere that like you can only see Force ghosts like if you're ready or if you know them or if there's like a relationship. I don't know how the whole canon works with that, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. I love the speed bike chase. That looks really cool, like especially for its time, and it's just very memorable to me. That's always one of my favorite scenes, you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, back to the ending. I love the whole. I love kind of they could be partying anywhere, but they party with the Ewoks because of the relationship they built earlier in the movie.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I love the relationship between Luke and Leia in this movie. Once she kind of realizes he's her brother. That was like a really good scene with them talking about the mother and how they don't really remember her that well.
Yeah.
It kind of adds this like ground. It definitely grounds the movie a lot, and it makes them feel like actual people.
hmm No, I love Han Solo, bro. Like that guy, like like his arc is great, and obviously, I'm not
Yeah,
talking about the Force Awakens when he turns back into, you
it's
know,
that
a
didn't
loser.
happen. That
But
was a
if we're
dream.
talking, yeah, if we're talking about like the George Lucas arc for Han Solo, like he's just a selfish smuggler, but he's got a good heart.
Yeah,
But he almost wants to be a smuggler. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
like almost like to prove himself, but like he's just a good dude, and he
Well,
ends up
I
doing the
love
right
how they
thing.
set up the owing the debt to Jabba in the first movie. Then they
Yeah,
have him be like sent to Jabba in the second one, and the third one is them releasing him. Like
yeah,
that's such a good arc because like when you first watch the first one, assuming you haven't seen the other two, you think like this is probably never going to get brought up again. It's just a way to introduce him.
yeah,
But like they bring it back. I think that's really smart.
yeah.
Um, I'm still not. I still don't know why like people love Boba Fett so much. Like considering this was his only major thing.
hmm
Like he didn't really have any lines. I don't know why people love him so much. He just kind of he's there for like 5 seconds and then he
Yeah, he looks cool.
explodes and
And
yeah,
he was in Empire as well, like in
yeah he was. But
the
like
freeze
just
chamber and all that. But yeah,
yeah, before a little bit, I feel like he's kind of overrated. I think he's just kind of there. I don't know.
I
Who I
still
liked a
think,
lot was that little rat guy. He was like, I love that guy.
yeah, Salacious Crumb. That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
I will say like my favorite is of the originals is still Empire for sure.
yeah.
I think that's one of the. I think it's probably one of the best sequels ever made, like ever.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because
Well, I'd say
I
this one
think
is one of
it's
the best sequels ever made too. Like these two, I kind of go back and forth between like which of these two is my favorite. Like between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Right now, Return of the Jedi is my second. Empire is my first.
hmm
Um, but yeah, like they're definitely part of my best sequels. That should be a video I should make. I should make like a best sequels list. That'd be cool. I did that for prequels. Anyway,
I will
um,
say like I think yeah, Empire's a definite win, and then I'd say it's tied between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, are kind of about the same. I couldn't pick one over the other.
I'd say this one because it has more emotional weight to it. Like Luke
Yeah, that's
redeeming his
true.
father, that was great, and how he like never really gives up on that, and that's how he wins. He doesn't win through fighting; he wins through compassion.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I love the
Um,
conversation between Vader and Luke on that little bridge before they go to the Emperor
yeah,
on Endor. That's a great
hmm
combo. And I love the score when they're dueling right before Luke knocks Vader down and cuts his
yeah,
hand off. Like the score just like builds it up in a nice crescendo. Like I don't know, dude.
yeah.
It's just a well-made film.
It is, yeah.
Um,
Who directed it? Like, what else
Richard
did that guy do?
Richard Marquand. I don't know what else he did. I should look it up.
Yeah, because do you know why they didn't bring back the guy who directed Empire?
Or is it Marquand? What? Erwin Kershner?
Yeah, like was he just busy or was he not
I
doing
don't know. I
anything?
mean, he did a great job on Empire.
Yeah,
And he
but
really understood, like, I mean, Empire really fleshed out the main three,
yeah.
and grounded them.
Well, you know what I like about this trilogy is that each of the movies is directed by somebody else, but they still have a cohesive narrative and theme to it. Like they have the same tone as the
Yeah.
other ones.
Yeah.
While I feel like with the sequel trilogy, they're by different directors, but it's like they're like completely different. Like it's real. It's like they didn't talk about what's going to happen in each one.
Yeah.
Well, these
You
ones
know,
you could clearly tell those like a narrative Hawkeye.
my opinion has changed on Ryan Johnson. I still don't think The Last Jedi fit Star Wars or fit the trilogy, but I think if they gave him the sequels, I think he could have done something pretty cool because he's a really good filmmaker.
Yeah, I don't blame him for the Last Jedi. Like, okay, I think what he did with Luke was stupid, but had nothing to go off of. He had no
Yeah.
like. So I'm a fan of Ryan Johnson because I liked Knives Out, and he directed some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Knives Out 2 yet, but whatever. Um,
That's pretty good.
yeah. But anyway, like his Breaking Bad episodes specifically show he's like a really good director. So I feel like if they gave him like the ropes or just laid out a plan and then told him what to do, but not have both, it was weird. But anyway,
Yeah.
you know,
But hey, man, I mean, overall, I liked the film. It was great seeing it in the theater.
yeah,
Uh,
we saw Empire together 3 years ago.
we
Remember that?
did. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I hope that they, every so often like re-release the films, like all, six of George's films. It'd be cool to just kind of, have them in the theater once in a while just to see him,
yeah, yeah. I
because it's
mean,
different when you're in there. It's a lot more of a,
there's no like distractions,
yeah, exactly.
and you can't really pause it, so you kind of have to force yourself to watch it in one sitting.
Yeah.
I brought like like 5 members of my family with me. It was fun. Like they're huge fans of it too. It's just a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't really have anything else to say. If you have any closing thoughts,
No, man, I enjoyed it, and I hope they keep doing that.
yeah. Well, 4 years from now, A New Hope's coming back, so they probably will for that. But yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Probably for his 50th. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and everybody in the comments, please let me know what you guys thought of Return of the Jedi, and where do you rank it among the Star Wars films, and do you think the Ewoks are cool? Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace.